All right, Jeff Jones of the JDM machine. Kenny, he's going to be, he's a hell of a way to kick off things, isn't he? An international driver from Formula Drift.
Yeah, that's right, Warren. It is time to kick it into gear. It is qualifying for the Pro Championship, and what an awesome thing to have Jeff Jones out of Formula Drift, based out of the States, stepping into the JDM 180 SX, V8 under the hood. It's something that he's kind of familiar with, driving a V8 powered car. He normally campaigns a 350Z over in Formula D. Bigger tyre probably over there now too. So now he's on the 265 semi-slicks, and he's got to go right-hand drive for the first time here in New Zealand.
Yeah, so we heard him say yesterday too, he has never actually driven a car in this configuration before, let alone one with 1,000 horsepower, right? So the JDM machines, they don't do things by halves. They're generally quite violent. We usually see them being thrown around by Luke Fink, by James McManaway himself, and of course, he's got the GT radial tyre in there too, which he probably doesn't have a whole lot of experience on, particularly in that 265 size like you mentioned there, Kenny.
Well, we're firing in and ripping into the first qualifying lap of the season. GT radials on board for Jeff Jones, and a pretty smooth, consistent run so far.
Yeah, the judges have been very concise in what they want to, Kenny. They've set very specific, basically, it's very lead line focused for this year, right? We're not, we've sort of gone through seasons in the past where there's been kind of various iterations of proximity is king or whatever else is going on. Let's take a look at the replay here. Jeff Jones doing a pretty solid job.
So you'll see that white mark on entry. So they actually really want the front tyres passing through that white box. If you blow out, you get a small deduction. If you're too far on the inside of that apex, you actually get marked down quite heavily.
Pole sitter at the moment, 94.3 for Jeff Jones. Where's Jeff from? I want to say the cowboy hat makes me think Texas or something like that, is it?
I think he's hails from Sun Valley, California.
Oh, okay. All right. Definitely a man on the up in the Formula Drift scene, and great to see him here, courtesy of JDM Racing. Jeff Jones accelerates hard. Now he's missed that box there, Kenny.
Yeah, so small deduction for blowing out on the outside of it. So
that line's off. Now,
he was off throttle there for quite some time, and now he's really pushed it wide, and so I think he just was trying to experiment with pushing it a bit later, or he was just a bit unsettled off the start of the section.
Yeah, so really important to point out that Jeff...
He's thrown it in with a bit of a donut to finish.
Guys, I've just managed to find Jeff Jones. We've flown him out from the States. He is pro driver, Formula Drift.
Yep.
How
16 years in Formula D. Dude, this place is absolutely amazing. There's like not a more beautiful place to come race. This is absolutely insane. It's great. Loving it.
And Jeff, we spoke a little earlier. You were having a little challenge with the right hook.
Yeah, the right hook, I guess that's what you're going to call it. It's a right-hand drive car. I've never driven one. This is the first time trying to drift on a right-hand drive car. I can't throw up all of my left hand or do anything with this guy. Like, all this does is steer, and it's the only thing it's good at. So now I've got to, like, shift, handbrake, funny things. I'm on the wrong side of the car. It looks, like, really far away. It's rad. It's really it's humbling me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And what's your thoughts on the track here in Taupo?
It's absolutely beautiful. This is an amazing track. So, like, I'm really glad to get some laps on here. It's going to be sad if I don't ever get another lap on here in the future. So we're going to have to really make sure James flies me out again one day.
Yeah. It's a super quick track, right? And it happens very, very fast.
It's super fun. Like, the zones are kind of like, it's going to put you where you need to be. So really love that. You know, we're going all the way to the edge of the track, trying to stay off the grass. I've told we've been needing to stay off of that. But no, this track is amazing. It's really fun.
Yeah, I was up in the box earlier, and the judges are really wanting a very fast flowing, early switch and a lot of speed.
Yeah. I'm trying to give it the speed, but I'm also trying to figure out what my left hand's supposed to do. So I'm just holding on for dear life. I don't know how I pulled out that qualifying run out of my butt. That was pretty good. I think I got a 95 something. And that was my best run of the day for sure.
Well, we do love a driver that just comes in and says, hold my beer, I've got this.
Yeah, we got this, bro. You got this. And, of course, these guys have been making me do all kinds of funny things. I'm sure they're going to show you the video of what you guys made me jump off of at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, you don't know about it? Oh, at some point you're going to find out about it. And, man, I was sweaty. You'll see it.
Oh, it sounds like you're having some good time here enjoying the New Zealand hospitality. So thanks very much for your time, mate.
Thank you, man. I'm having a blast.
big international battle about to unfold right in front of us. Who have we got, Warren?
Yeah, how cool is this for D1NZ? Jeff Jones out of California against Ben Odgers from Australia, the man behind Drift Japan Tours. Jeff Jones spinning wheels this weekend for the JDM Racing team. He is behind the wheel of the 1,000 horsepower turbocharged LS 180SX, and Benny Odgers in his 2JZ S15. Let's see how this shakes out, Kenny. The first time we saw Odgers, he was in the lead first, so this is going to be a real challenge for him, trying to catch up with Jeff Jones, who, despite not having a lot of laps in a right-hand drive car, has been pretty fast this weekend and settled in really quickly, just showing how good a talent he is behind the wheel. Ben Odgers doing a good job here, trying to hang. Oh, is he going to hit him? No! Surge right up onto Jeff Jones's car. Jeff Jones stays in it. Jeff Jones has given Ben Odgers that opportunity there with a great lead run, and Benny Odgers delivers in chase.
You just saw the throttle application from Jeff Jones out in the lead. Now, I was just sort of thinking about yesterday too, when he had that issue, being on the right-hand side car for the first time, and he went to grab the handbrake instead of the gear shifter instead of the handbrake. So
he clicked fifth, didn't he? I think he clicked it into fifth at one point. He said it wasn't, it wasn't quite what he thought was going to happen.
So here's that attack from Ben Odgers.
And we are slowly locking in our top 8. We've got Daniel Wilhouse and Dave Steedman locked in, Luke Fink and Sam West, James McManaway, Kurt Blackie, Brody Maher, and the winner of this battle. So interestingly enough, depending on how Jeff and Ben play out, they might be racing the boss as well, because they're in the same bracket. Jeff Jones, Jeff Jones sweeps it wide.
He's managed to catch it back.
Oh, but
now
there's a waiver.
There's a waiver from the lead car as well, so that's what it's all about. The battle really unfolding here. You want tandem pro action, drift action here in New Zealand. You've got an Australian and an American battling door to door here at Taupo Motorsport Park.
Oh, let's hear a crowd. If you're here at Taupo Motorsport Park, show some love for Benny Odgers and Jeff Jones, two great international talents, thanks to JDM throwing down here. And Kenny, a couple of untidy things there just to unpack as we look at this run again.
Yeah, Jeff was thereabouts. Look at him, look at the commitment from. But then here, he's decided to change his line. But then there was a waiver as well. So I just wonder if, because Jeff had blown out, the lead car was on his own line doing his own thing, so then he's sort of recapitalised towards the end of the section to get back in the pocket.
So, mate, what actually happened on your lead?
Oh, my God. Well, on initiation, I wasn't prepared for the amount of dirt that was going to be on outer zone 1, so I didn't know where the track ended and where the dirt began. So it was just like all fluff of dirt through there, and then switching back into the rest of it, just kind of letting muscle memory take over of not being a right-hand drive car. So pretty stoked to get through it. My first right-hand drive win. And I'm not going to take it away from Ben. I actually followed you in practice, so thank you for that. It was the best chase run I had. It was the only good one that I had, and it's freaking awesome. So thank you for that. So got some
very good, mate. And look, we'll see you back out in the top 8. And obviously, Ben, we'll catch you again tomorrow.
We know that Jeff, Luke, Ben, etc. were talking yesterday about the GT radial tyre, because it's not a tyre that they're used to. It's not
so
one
it's a new learning experience for the whole team as well.
Yeah, so not only are you on the wrong side of the car, you've also got unfamiliar rubber, unfamiliar car. Just the fact that Jeff's made it this far in competition in itself is pretty amazing, and he will have the lead with the man from California. Brody Maher will have the chase, the Drift League boss out of Tasmania.
4-cylinder SR up against the LS V8 turbocharged.
It sounded like Brody Maher giving that a couple of clutch kicks to get that turbo spooling.
Yeah, another kick of the clutch there.
Oh, Brody Maher's blowing up though, is he? He's blowing up off the... Oh, Maher hits him! Brody Maher hits him. Will it turn Jeff Jones around? Now, is that going to be determined the fault of the lead car? I said that Sam West and Luke Fink was going to be wild, but that's like two internationals, I think, going, like, trading blows on the track.
We'll go to the GT radial replay. D1NZ round 1 here at Taupo Motorsport Park. It is the first round of the season on the reverse layouts. Now, he took quite a few stabs at the clutch, Brody Maher in the chase, and then he was way offline on that second outer.
And then he surged up.
He surged up, but I think Jeff Jones was a little bit bogged down on transition because he was shallow in angle. It looked like he went to go transition, but he was stuck there.
You know what I think is going to happen because of the way that what we've seen so far? I think we're going to go almost see a 0-0 on that one, maybe.
So it's going to come down to that first lap.
Yeah. Oh, look at these guys. Australian to American. The Kiwi guy can't understand a word of what's going on. Jeff said duck, I think, in American just then.
Now, something that you'll see hanging off the arms of Jeff Jones are the arm restraints, which is actually something that's in FD but isn't in D1NZ. So some of the safety things a little bit different between the rules and regs here in New Zealand.
I think some of the drivers run them, don't they, by choice? Because some of them they're actually sewn into the race suits, so you can run them if you want to. I know I used to have to run them when I did Speedway. Obviously, the open wheel kind of open cockpit style cars, you kind of flail around when you're accidentally upside down sitting on a wall at Huntley racetrack. They have to look at the footage.
We're going again.
There we go. That wasn't a bad call, was it? Well, look, we'll find out here because Jeff Jones has certainly got the speed and the power to hang with him in the JDM 180 6,000 odd. There's 2,000 horsepower on the track, Kenny. 2,000 horsepower, torch rig tyres, GT radials on one. I'm not 100% sure of what Brodie Maher is running. We'll see if we can find that information out by tomorrow. Again, that different look at the track. It's interesting watching the front on. Gives you a different perspective. Brodie Maher sweeps wide, sweeps to Jeff Jones has taken that same line again. Yeah, is he going to actually stay on track?
No, he's blown out again.
Yeah, same line. I think Luke. Sorry, not Luke. I think Jeff Jones is being put off by being on the wrong side of the car. Like he's just sort of losing his bearings
and I think
through the smoke.
It's easy to forget that too. Like Jeff Jones has come from the States. He's used to driving a left-hand drive. And this is his first time competing in a right-hand drive car. I mean, on qualifying day, he was quite jovial about the fact that he came through that last sector and grabbed the gear shifter instead of the handbrake and caused all sorts of dramas for him in qualifying. But you'll see there, he was all crossed up, washed out through into the midsection as they come back up over the crest, and you'll just see him there blowing way out, and I think that will be potentially an incomplete.
I do think Brodie is a challenge to chase just because of the speed that he generates.
SR Plenty versus the LS V8 of Jeff Jones out front.
Sings such a different song, doesn't it? The SR Plenty. No, Brodie Maher's he's made a mistake.
He's done the same thing.
Yeah,
he's done the same thing. He's got himself crossed up into that inner apex. Not perhaps as bad. He was able to maintain the angle through it. But look at this last minute attack. This dive through the end of the section now, up on the A pillar of Jeff Jones.
That is not a pretty chase. Like that is. I don't even know what the word is.
He's done a great job at massaging the mistake. We'll see it here in the GT Radio replay.
Brodie is one of those drivers
with him on the entry, and then he's transitioned too early.
Yeah, sometimes his aggression is his own worst enemy.
And I think that little fighting that we saw with the front end of the car was trying to stay off those ripple strips because he knows you're going to get a massive penalty if you end up over there.
More Australian to American going down here. Internationals here at D1NZ. Brodie Maher is on your left-hand side of the screen. Jeff Jones on the right. Both drivers pretty pumped on being here, I think. And where has Mr. Nick got to? Has he got a decision for us?
Of course, if you're tuning in around the world, and big welcome to some of our Formula Drift fans coming over to enjoy some of the New Zealand action. Of course, Jeff Jones bringing some of those fans with him this weekend.
Yeah, Jeff and Luke have been really interesting to talk to this weekend, just talking about the whole brand piece, brand awareness, carrying it through social media, promoting the series, promoting yourself as a driver, promoting your sponsors, and just saying, look, it's probably something that as Kiwis, we're probably a little bit humble with. We don't do enough of it in telling our story.
The tracks here in New Zealand are so much different to what we see overseas.
Brodie Maher goes through, so Brodie Maher will need to change tyres, so we'll have another international Kenny making his way through to the four. Jeff Jones certainly doing a lot social media wise, and we chucked him off a bridge too, Kenny. If you were watching the broadcast earlier on, Jeff Jones partaking in a bungee jump here at Taupo, the real New Zealand experience. Now, Kenny, do you reckon that car is sitting level in the rear? Because I reckon it's lower on one side than the other. I'm sure it's lower almost on the left-hand side than the right. I don't know if it's just the way it's loading up, or... See, it just looks like it's a lot further leaned over on one side.
Could be deceptive with the guard, but perhaps maybe with the setup of the car attacking the circuit today. Sometimes they do odd things. I remember many years ago at Pukekohe Park Raceway, you'd run one spacer on one side, on the leading side.
I've never never actually seen that before. Is that a piece of wisdom from one of our ex-drivers?
There's a lot of funky things happen in drift car setup land.
Right. And do you do it more for certain tracks, maybe?
Yeah, more. I mean, Pukekohe is a really interesting one because you always had that big, long right-hand sweeper, and then you only had a little switch, so it was predominantly a right-hand turn the whole track, right? So there was all these different like setup ideas, the track width of the front and the rear, and whether you offset it one side, almost like Speedway actually in some cases. Where you'll see a Speedway car or a NASCAR is sort of like set up to be on the oval, but maybe there is a problem there for Jeff Jones, or maybe that's how they want it set up. Like I say, it could be deceiving with the guard as well.
Well, it might be a comfort thing for Jeff, I suppose, as well, because given we talked about the fact he's not really used to driving a right-hand drive car. Now, Jordan Joyce is a long way out, and it was quite flicky the way that he got into that first part of the section there. Jeff Jones doing a great job here. Jeff Jones has only done probably 7-8 odd battle laps now, but then there's a washout from the front end there of Jones just as we changed camera shots. Jordan Joyce out, and then Jeff Jones is speared right up the inside there, mid-track, and he's got out of drift and then got back into it. I wonder if there's an understeer there from Jeff Jones closing out the section. So
well, he's got some drive out of the car now, but maybe too much compared to yesterday. He was doing, sort of towards the end of the competition yesterday, he was blowing out wide, but now there's a bit of drive in the car, but perhaps too much grip. Fighting the wheel through the start of the
a lot of steering input, and the car just flattens out. And there's something that happens just here, just as we switch there, it flattened out quite a lot, and then again you'll see here, he ends up mid-track here, and then the car...
Great lead run so far from the NZKW S14 of Jordan Joyce.
Big old waver.
2JZ versus turbocharged LSV8.
Yep, simple as that. A cone is a wall, for all intents and purposes. A cone is a wall, and don't mess up Taupo Motorsport Park. So Jeff Jones gets settled down into his work here. Jordan Joyce chucks it into. Now Joyce is wavering around there in the chase position. That first corner is just proving so tricky. And now it's up to Jordan Joyce to try and decide how he comes back and attacks Jeff Jones. He's going to try and gain some proximity here.
Pouring away from him. He's just powering away now.
What created that distance? Did Jordan have something?
Quite
Did Jordan
a bit of disparity
bog down?
there.
Jordan's gone off and stopped. Right at the end there, Jordan's gone off the track.
Take a look at the entry. I think Jordan's balked himself a little bit, but then Jeff has had a moment too. Didn't quite fill that second outer zone, but lock up as well.
Jeff's got probably that
front end lock up
going
in the chase there. Yeah, I mean he's just been flowing away, and I think there's just too many corrections for Jordan in the chase there, and it just accumulated on him.
Bonnie and the boys from Stock Street spannering on Jordan's car as always.
We wonder if Jordan had the tyre. Was it tyre deck? Did they run a scrub set?
One more time. So that's interesting. So that's just basically ugly from both, I guess.
I think he's caught himself out on the rear end. He just didn't leave room for the lead car.
Jordan Joyce gets hit by Jeff Jones. He gets drilled. Jordan Joyce, this is the same thing we saw this morning from Matt Brown, where we saw that kind of little flick to go and initiate, and then it just didn't come back the other way. Jeff Jones, nowhere left to go, drills into the rear of Jordan Joyce's car. Now, I did see Jordan's hand come out the window straight away, so it does look like he's okay. So is Jeff Jones, but that is a spectacular way to kick off that battle. Jeff Jones just getting out of the car here.
Yeah, we're pretty certain Jordan was obviously at fault. The interesting one is it's kind of looking like Jeff's gone in there to save him. If he'd hit those tyres front on and bounced out, he was probably going to wear one in the door.
Would have wrecked both cars.
You'd have to talk to Jeff, but it's got that look about it.
Jeff, that was a little bit of stock car racing out there, mate.
That was a little bit insane. We were having some fun with it. Unfortunately, he had some trouble on the entry, spun out in front of me. I was glad I was able to stop it in time before some more damage happened there.
You had nowhere to go, eh?
Literally nowhere to go, but hey, it wasn't too bad of damage. We're both back out here. Got to give it one more lap and have some fun at D1NZ.
Well, we'll see you back out in the top 8, mate.
has just gone just after 3:30 here at the venue, aiming for a time certain finish around the 4:30 mark as we progress through the battles. Let's see if Jeff Jones can be the next international to spoil the party, but Adam Davies, the #1 qualifier, looking to throw down. Oh, Jeff Jones has had a big steering input there as he went to initiate into the chase position on Adam Davies. Jeff Jones trying to put the pressure on. He's not lifting, he's not giving an inch, but there's another waiver there from Jones. Jones having some problems here. Adam Davies throwing down out front. Jeff Jones doing a good job maintaining proximity, but it has been untidy and there have been a few steering inputs there, and you got to think there it is an initial advantage to Adam Davies. As long as he's hit all those right zones, then the judges, you would think, would give him the advantage, as Jeff Jones had to make a few corrections and inputs there, and almost actually a big understeer there from Jeff Jones as he went into zone #1, so that will be at least a minor deduction. There's another input there, a little input and a waiver. Got really close there, and then from there I think you would say it's all about catch up for Jeff Jones as the... There they go, Adam Davies going to put the pressure on, gives it a little dab of the brake to settle the car down to the chase. Jeff Jones has knocked the cone over and he is off track and out of drift. Jeff Jones hits the cone and that will be a 0. The only question is, did Adam in any way push him up the track? I don't think so. But we'll wait for the judges to lock that one in as they come back around. Jeff now? What is Jeff's running? Jeff's confused. He doesn't know what side of the car he's on.
You're right, that was one hell of a lead, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a great lead. That was one of the best leads I had. It gave me the ability to give a great chase. So sorry I couldn't give it back to you. We just had some understeer up front up there right now, but it's all good, man. I'm glad that I got to hang out with JDM Racing, come to D1NZ, dude. This was amazing. These drivers are awesome. Thank you so much for a great battle.
Had a bungee jump. You've done some cool stuff.
All the things. I hope I can
eating some pies.
Yeah, all the pies. If I can put a bunch of steak pies in my pocket and take them with me, dude, that's the #1 thing for sure right there. But this has been a rad trip. Thank you guys so much.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you out here, mate, and we wish you all the best for the Formula Drift season.
Thank you, guys.
How cool is that?
Actually,
we rave about